Abuse reported marijuana is the most common illicit drug found in the blood of drivers that are involved in accidents and also accidents that turn out to be fatal. Today, I'm going to be talking about why I feel marijuana should not be legalized. I'll discuss its effect on our youth, my concerns with the public and its safety, and let's jump right into it. The CDC reported back in March 2014 in Colorado there was a couple of kids, I believe it was a 23-year-old and a 19-year-old kid. They went to a authorized marijuana store and they purchased a marijuana cookie, basically a cookie that's baked with the marijuana inside of it, if you will. And the salesperson advised the individuals, he said, this is very strong, only eat about a sixth of it, uh, you know, amongst yourselves. So they buy it, they go home, they eat, I believe, a third of the cookie, and the 19-year-old didn't feel any effects. So he decided to go against what the retailer had told him and decided to eat basically, I believe, three-fourths of the cookie, almost all of it, within about uh, 1.5 to 2 hours, which the retailer advised against. Well, the 19-year-old started feeling a lot of unusual effects. He began to act very erratic, uh, and he eventually jumped out of the fourth floor window where they were at the time, which resulted in his death from the trauma from basically hitting the floor beneath the building. The coroners determined, based on his blood report, that he had a very considerable amount of THC, which is the main component of marijuana, which alters your thinking system and your motor skills and things like that. So basically, him not listening to the sales clerk at the marijuana store basically led to his death because his body couldn't handle it, whether he was used to it or not, or how potent the marijuana is. All that combined basically led to that outcome, which is unfortunate. So, with that being said, I really feel like most youth, if they have access to legal marijuana, they may not take it as seriously as they would if it was still illegal. In the fact that it's always there, they can get it in a roundabout way. There's always that kind of goes back to alcohol where, you know, kids in high school, they might have an older brother or a sibling of age. They'll say, hey, can you go hook me up? I'm about to go to a party. I want to have some fun, things like that. And then if the sibling doesn't have any integrity and no responsibility, what have you, then that creates a problem because something like that could easily happen. Because there's no mystery that kids as young as middle schoolers have partaken in illicit drugs such as marijuana. So I believe that will open basically a door to younger kids to partake in it a lot more than they would if it was still illegal. Now that we talked about how I think it'll affect our youth, let's go on to how I think it'll affect society and the safety as a whole throughout society. I believe people will abuse the right to use and purchase marijuana. I believe it'll be treated just like alcohol. Granted, there are people that drive under the influence of all kinds of drugs and alcohol as of right now. However, I think it'll kind of increase if it happens. They'll go Friday night, just got off work, had a long week, and decide to go to a retail store, purchase some marijuana, roll up a joint, whatever, and then smoke it on their way home. And then, again, like that 19-year-old I mentioned earlier, they can't handle it. So they end up striking a kid on the way home, and boom, we have another, marijuana-related incident on our hands, which brings in a lot of stuff. People getting sued, people basically getting blamed for everything. The government in particular, perhaps, the retail store, the person themselves. There's a lot of factors that it will just get ugly, basically. And people will treat it just like alcohol, at a party or at a sporting event. Maybe get a little too carried away, and it'll affect others around them. So I really don't think it's a good idea that we legalize it. So my name is Justin Bryant. Today we talked about why I feel like we should not legalize marijuana. I discussed the effect on our youth and my concerns with public safety. Hope you enjoyed this speech. Have a good day.